The first thing I do when I wake up, I go and prepare my oatmeal. I put it on the stove, and I go to shower and do a lot of things. I meditate. I shower, I meditate. When I finish showering or meditating, I go and check the stove, and my oatmeal is ready. All I have to do is put raisins, honey, and a banana, chia seeds, and that's it. I'm getting ready. I prepare the things that I need to prepare to go to my sessions, and I'm training at 5 a.m. in the morning. I spend 5 hours training. So I work, if you want to call it work. For me, it's not work. For me, it's fun. Okay? I finish that. There is 3 important things that I have to do when I finish that. I exercise. I go for a walk to clear up my mind. And I have to make my lunch. Either I drive home, or sometimes I bring my lunch, or sometimes when I'm in stressful moments, when I'm very busy, I buy my lunch. But usually, I make it at home. Okay? After that, I work with what I call work, what people call work. For me, my work is writing articles, assessing my clients, finding new resources, learning more, coming with new ideas, calling back any vendors or people that I need to call back. I have a list of things. I have a plan that I have to go through. Create a website, whatever I need to do. That's work for me, and it's very fun. But that's my work. Then I finish around 4. Then I eat a snack. I eat my snack, and then I come back to Custom Body Fitness around 5. And I train from 5 to 8. Then I go back home, and I prepare my dinner. Usually everything is already done. It's already cooked. All I have to do is warm it up. Sometimes I have to prepare it. Okay? So, like I said, let's take my life as an example. It's a lifestyle. Thanks to that lifestyle that I am where I am. If it wasn't because of that, I'll be in a different place. If my habits were better, I'll be in a better place. If they were worse, I'll be in a worse place. Do I see TV? No. Do I drink wine? No. Do I stop at McDonald's because I'm in a rush? I'm rushing? No. I don't do those things. That's not my lifestyle. Do I watch a movie because I feel tired? No. No matter how tired I feel, I do the things that I need to do. Because those are my priorities. So once again, let's go back and talk about, let's see my separation. Let's see the difference in my life. Let's talk about my health. If you notice, there's 3 things that I do for my health that are very important. The first one, I make sure I eat on schedule and I eat the right foods. My diet is important. And it's always every day. It's not 1 day, it's not 2 days, it's not only the week, it's not 3 months, it's not 4 months, it's not 1 year, it's every single time. The second thing that is important for my health is exercising. It's not 1 day, it's not 2 days, it's not for 3 months. I've been exercising for 17 years without missing, except when I have my knee surgeries or when I go to vacation. And even when I go to vacation, I don't miss as much. But it's a continuously habit that I do every day. I do exercise 5 days a week, 6 days a week. The other part that is very important for my health is meditating. Even though it's a connection with the superior power, it does help me with the stress. Because that's the reason why many people take the wrong decisions. The reason why they take the wrong decisions because they're under stress. And when they're under stress, they want solutions for their problems because stress is nothing else than problems. That's when we stress out because we have problems. And what do we drink? Because we're going to get rid of problems. Knowing that we're not going to get rid of problems, just forget about them. What do we eat? The same reason. Sometimes we overeat because of that. Because we think of problems. What do we watch TV? Many times because we're bored, many times because we have many problems and we just want to forget about the problems. And watching TV helps us forget about the problems. But the problem with that is that it doesn't resolve our problems. When I meditate, I think about the problems that I have and I find solutions. And I apply those solutions, and that's one thing that I think is helping me a lot. I'm a man of action. As soon as I find a solution, I put it into action. I don't just find a solution, I work for it. If the problem doesn't have a solution, I don't worry about it. There is no reason to worry about it. I let it go, I let it pass. I move on. I stop dwelling for whatever problem I had and I continue moving forward. So, meditating and giving myself time when I walk, it's very important for my health. So that's an example. Now, if you notice within the time that I'm working, I'm not only working, I'm progressing, I'm creating things. If you remember the talk that we had about how you divide your life and the levels that you have to go through, when I'm working, I'm meeting all those levels. And I make sure I meet those levels. I make sure I read, I continue my education, I learn, I create something. It helps me a lot to not only for my well-being, but with my happiness. Now, that's a lifestyle. Everybody chooses their lifestyle. So I want you to keep that in mind. That for you to lose weight, it's not that you're going to do it for 1 month, for 2 months, for 3 months, for 4 months. I know that it's not easy to get rid of bad habits in the beginning. But you have to understand, and that's how I help my clients, that once you change something, if it's one thing, change that. Replace it for a good habit. And once you replace that, make sure you be ready for another one. Don't think about coming back. I'm going to get rid of 3 glasses of wine because I drink 4 a day. And then you're thinking about going back to 3 again. Doesn't help. It's about being honest with yourself. How that's going to help you. How really is that going to help you? What are you doing it? You're not doing it only for the moment. Because if you're thinking that you're doing it for the moment, then you're going to go back. So that's very important. Remember, it's a lifestyle. It's not an event. It's a lifestyle. Let's talk about health. Health is very broad. You don't know what's healthy. A marathon runner can be healthy. But that doesn't mean that he might eat the wrong foods. He might be drinking. But he considers himself healthy. Right? A power lifter or a muscle builder, bodybuilder, he might be eating the right foods. He might be lifting a lot of weight. He might have lower fat percentage, but he's taking steroids. But for him, he's healthy. So when we talk about health, it's very broad. And what I read, and many people define what's healthy, it's you have to meet a couple of things. Which I'm not disagreeing with it, but I'm giving you the example. First, you have to have the right food intake. Second, you have to know how to control the stress. Third, you have to have a good amount of muscle, a good percentage of muscle, strength, if you want to call it. Fourth, you have to have good resistance. And fifth, cardiovascular. And flexibility, by the way, as well. So if you meet that according to how defined is health defined, you're healthy. Now, like I said, health is very broad. It's not something that you can say, this is how you can be healthy. Because there is always a higher level for you to be healthy. So this is the reason why I'm telling you this, because I want you to understand the next point that I'm going to give you. If you eat healthy, if you get rid of all the processed food, and you have a very high intake of veggies, you stop drinking all the drinks that you're not supposed to drink, and you drink only water. Let's put that as an example. You're already healthy. To me, you're already healthy. That's my definition, okay? Now, is that your maximum? No. You can be a runner, and that's even to be even more healthier because you're increasing your cardiovascular system. After we turn 26 years of age, we all start aging. All. So we're dying. And the only way to rejuvenate your body is by exercising and eating healthy. You're getting weaker, and when people say, I used to be toned and blah, 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 and now I'm getting saggy. No, you're losing your muscle and you put in fat. You're not getting saggy. So you start losing muscle. That's normal to everybody. Your cardiovascular system, your stroke volume is less. The stroke volume is the amount of blood that you send every single time your heart beats. So with that, you send less nutrients. You send less oxygen. Your body takes longer to clean up the waste. So it takes longer time for you to get those nutrients, and takes longer time for any injury to recuperate. So that's part of aging. That's normal. Your bone mass, you lose your bone mass. There is a process called remodeling every 7 years, and this is interesting because it happens everywhere. Skin, with the cells, it happens with the bones, it happens everywhere. Every 7 years, even with your mind. If you notice, this is a very interesting experiment that you should do with yourself. Go back every 5 years to 7 years and see yourself, see a picture of yourself, and you see a big transformation from 5 years to another 5 years to another 5 years. Either you notice from those habits, either you got worse or better. But if you start doing good habits, you see a big transformation. If you start doing bad habits, you see a bad transformation within 5 years. So go check all your pictures and you'll see the big difference. Because your body, every single time, it regenerates a new body, new cells and so on. So let's go back to the bones. So your body loses that bone mass it loses its gains against that bone mass according to your activity. So if you're not very active, you're gonna be weaker, and your bones are gonna be weaker, and you have a higher possibility of osteoporosis, and the same time of breaking a bone. If you're very active, you're impacting that bone needs to become stronger. So every 7 years, you go through that process. So let's put that into consideration. Okay, so you know that you're dying. There is nothing wrong with it. We're all dying. We know we're getting old. Okay, so if you eat healthy, that's all you do. Yeah, your cardiovascular system is good. Your fat levels are good, etc. But that doesn't mean that you're in your optimum. That means that you're not exercising. If you're not exercising, you're not putting muscle back. You're not increasing your strap volume. You're not making that bone remodel into a strong bone. Okay, so that's when you have to take the next level, and that's when you need to think about how far you want to go. And that's okay how far you want to go, how you want to live your life, how many years you want to live, and how great you're going to look. That doesn't mean that everybody wants to look great. There is nothing wrong with having an average body. There is nothing wrong with having an athletic body. There is nothing wrong with it. We're all happy with who we are, and that's what I mean when you need to find yourself. You need to be honest with you. You can't compare yourself with anybody. You need to be happy who you are, and then make decisions based on that. So if you are honest with yourself, then you start making those conclusions. Okay, what do I want from life? Do I want to live until I'm 70 or 80 and I want to be strong? I want to be able to be independent. My grandpa, I think I mentioned this before, he's 95. He's independent, completely independent. He's actually toned. He's very skinny. He's from Chiapas. He wakes up every morning around 4:30 in the morning and he sweeps the house. He sweeps the house like 10 times during the day. He goes pick up fruits around the house because they live in a tropical area. He picks up bricks and moving from one place to another. He's 96. Because he was active all the time. Now, if you notice that he was active, he put some muscle back every single time that he was losing it, he put some muscle back. So, if you want your strap volume to be better, it's important for you to do some cardiovascular training. So how much cardiovascular training you want to be doing? If you want to have some muscle mass, increase some muscle mass, the muscle mass that you're losing, you at least need to increase the muscle mass. You at least need to put the muscle mass that you're losing by increasing your weightlifting, by doing some weightlifting. Now, within the weightlifting, when they send an astronaut to the moon, it's important. It's a requirement for them to exercise. And the reason why, because on the moon there is no gravity. Because there is no gravity, they start losing muscle mass within minutes. When they come back to Earth, they have to learn how to walk again because they don't have muscle mass. So once again, the body knows the resistance that you're putting into it. It knows it. So if you can lose in 2 weeks, muscle mass that quickly because there is no gravity. The muscle mass that we have in Earth is just enough for our body to fight the gravity that is on Earth. If we only sitting, if we only watching TV, if we only walking or whatever it is, that's how much muscle mass you have in your body to do those activities. That's it. It's not going to grow more. Actually, you're going to start losing it. And guess what's going to happen? Every year it's going to get more difficult, more difficult, more difficult, more difficult because you're aging. That's normal. That's completely normal. So if you don't want that to happen, what do you need to do? You need to put some resistance to your body. And once you put some resistance to your body, let's say you are only used to walking, and that's very difficult for you. If you start climbing some stairs up and down, and up and down, walking is going to become easier because now you're demanding to your body to grow some muscles to do those stairs. If you want those stairs to be easier, you need to do something more difficult for those stairs to be easy. And that's how we fight, and that's why exercising is so difficult. Because we always fight on resistance. We always fight on resistance. We always fight in the resistance. So weightlifting, that's when it kicks in. Now, if you want a toned body, just keep this in mind. It's not going to be easy. You have to pay the price. You have to lift the heavy weights. Why I'm telling you this? Because many people think they have a toned body. Many people come to me and they say, you know what, I want to lose weight. And I say, is that what you want? Because we can get you there, and that's the easiest part. Losing weight is actually some kind of easy if that's all you want. I met a lot of people who have a very low percentage, fat percentage, and they're healthy. That doesn't mean they're not healthy, but they don't have that attractive body they want to have. And the reason why is because they don't have that muscle mass. So then my job is to help them understand how they're gonna get that toned body. And that's when many people quit, because lifting weights is not easy. It's not simple. I've been doing it for 17 years, and I know how difficult it is. I know how many times weightlifting, the weights talk to me and they say, quit today, and I want to quit, and I want to lift lighter, and I don't want to do my exercise. So what I'm telling you on this is, now that you know that it's a lifestyle, now that you know that you find yourself, who you are, what do you want, now you understand how far you want to go within your health and your appearance. If it's a lifestyle, if you want a toned body, and it's a lifestyle, okay, you're going to have to do it all the time. It's a fight every time. It's a fight every time. It's a fight every time, every day, every day. It's not a time that it's not a fight. There is days that are really easy because you have more energy, because everything is going great in your life. But most likely, every day is difficult. Every day is difficult. And you have to make your brain strong for this to be strong. If this is not strong, the rest is not going to be strong. So then it's okay for you to say, this is not the lifestyle that I'm looking for. All I want to do is have enough muscle. All I want to do is have enough bone mass. All I want to do is be able to go for a walk, for a run, hike, bike, etc. But I don't want a toned body, and it's okay. You're already healthy. You don't have to do the weightlifting. Make sense? So you know that it's a lifestyle. You know that you find yourself that you need to find yourself to know how far you want to go, and then you understand that for you to want more, you need to put more in every single area of your life. This is in your business. Believe me, when I started my business, I run it myself. It was very simple and very easy because I have less stress. But the more I grow, the more stress I have. But guess what? To me, it's fulfilling. I'm that type of person. I'm that type of person that I'm always looking for more. I'm very motivated. And now I'm addicted to it. And not because it's in a bad way, it's in a good way. I like to be challenged. I don't like to be in a comfort zone. It's not my personality. All the time I like to be challenged. Whatever challenge is coming to me, I want to make my brain, my body, my whole personality stronger. If I don't have a challenge in my life becomes empty. So the more I grow with my business, the more stress I have. But I like it. It's my lifestyle. So think about it. If you want that stress on your life, whatever decisions you're making, whatever changes you're making, once again, you decide how far you want to go.